Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 from Lake Zapata State Park in Texas, and I had a comment that I'm going to respond to. It's from MB3RS42, whatever that is, but it's a comment that several of you or some of you might have the same question. But here's his comment. Knowing you research everything, what are your views on purchasing out of financial necessity an older Class C? If so, what would you purchase, year, make? This will be my home to roam in. Haven't driven RV, but experienced with large U-Haul, cross-country, etc., towing sedan, on full dolly, etc. So, yeah, it's not the driving experience that's of concern. It's your question up here that I'm interested in. Well, first of all, knowing that I research everything. I don't research everything. There are some things I do. I don't do a lot of in-depth research, but I do some. I do enough to at least justify my purchase, whatever it is. But anyway, when you're purchasing, okay, you're saying an older RV, and you'd like to know the year, make, etc. to buy. Well, let me say this. There is no answer to that question at all. I can't answer that, and nobody else could either. The reason is because when you're buying an older unit, don't worry about the year, make, model, or whatever. Focus on the condition of the overall unit itself. In other words, the engine, drivetrain, all the components, that we've talked about before in other videos. Those are the things that you're going to have to be sure are working or in working order for you to enjoy your Class C experience. Now on the Class C, of course, you've got the engine and drivetrain. Of course, then you've got 6 tires that can be pretty expensive. So the only thing I would tell you to focus on is the overall condition of whatever unit you see that you may like. Okay, in other words, define your target. That means define your price. Once you've picked a price that you're comfortable with, then start looking for units in that price range, and then narrow those down to the ones that have the mileage that you think is good. If you can get a used one with 50,000, 60,000 miles on it, that's not too bad if it's been taken care of. And 6, 8 years old, it depends. All these components start to go after a while, like the water heater. 5 or 6 years, it's about gone. And the refrigerators may last 10 years, some of them. And air conditioner, roof AC, again, about the same, depending on how much it's used, what brand it is, and so forth. Hot water heater would be the first thing to go out. And if it's got slide outs, just all I can tell you, good luck with that, because those things don't last forever either in your unit. It just depends on how they were used. If they had it level every time they used the slide outs and they didn't get them kind of twisted or bent a little bit, then they're going to be okay. But again, there's no one size fits all when you're looking at new units. I would say to do it logically. First of all, define the price that you're willing to pay, max. Second, look for Class C motorhomes in that price range. 3, look for, define the length, the size of the RV that you want. Do you want a long one, big one, or whatever? And so then you're getting it narrowed down a little bit. As far as brand, I don't think you need to worry about any brand name at all, because after 6 or 8 years, that you can throw the brand names out the window. Then it becomes motorhomes now. You got to focus on the chassis. Do you want a Chevy chassis or a Ford chassis? Are you more prone to believe Fords are a better value than Chevrolets, or vice versa, or diesel versus gas? So you're going to have to do a little homework, and it's going to take you a while, or anyone else a while, to make a knowledgeable purchase. So hope I've confused you totally. Well, you know, confusion leads to a good decision, or can, if you start eliminating those things that will not work or that should not be part of your decision process. You know, narrow your, you know, sit down. You know, don't say what year. Forget the year. Define the price, length. Uh, you know, whether you want slide outs or no slide outs. What else? Do you want a separate bed? You want a really short unit where you got to fold down the bed, or you want one with a separate bed like I've got? You know, define it as best you can, and then start the search. And then you know, you may look at 5 or 10 units before you find one that is one you want, and even then, you may purchase it and the next day have a problem. You know, that's when you're buying used. You know, you're buying someone else's problems, or can be buying someone else's problems, because if it's a great unit, usually people will either sell it to family members, give it to family members, or whatever. And that's not all the time. I'm not trying to scare you out of a used deal. I'm just saying that be careful, because it's buyer beware. But anyway, having said that, good luck with your search. And for any of you that are looking for used RVs, whether it's a Class C, Class A, Class B, van, whatever, you know, add definition to your decision-making process. Define what you're looking for in the price range as clearly as you can, and then start narrowing, you know, start looking at units that match as closely as possible all your specifications. But having said that, thank you for your comment. Thank you for your question. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin, and you should do that. It's your day. And then drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, keep your health. And yeah, use the Amazon link in the description of all my videos. Why? It doesn't cost you a penny. If you're going to buy something from Amazon, just click on the link, go to Amazon, and Amazon takes care of me. And that's the way it goes. But anyway, yeah, good luck. And anytime you're purchasing a used unit, yeah, just be careful, because particularly a motorhome, because you're buying a vehicle plus an RV. So anyway, enjoy. Adios. Carry on. Bye-bye.